chose to do. And it's days like today that make you realize how fortunate that you are to work or play in a place that appreciates the team and the players on the level. And you get questions from the mayor as well, which is all, to me, that's what makes working here great. So what I'd say is we're always looking to try to improve the team. That's been the case. The people that I work with are there 365 days a year trying to find a way to make us an inch better. That doesn't change. That's never changed. I think that we'll probably take a hard look at what the team looks like, during the season. Because to Russ's point, I'm really excited about the year because I think we're going to continue to learn about our team. I think I've got the utmost confidence not only in Russell's leadership ability, but he's gotten better every single season. And I think we're going to see continued growth and dimensions to his game, just given the adjustments to the personnel. And there's, I think, even more room for him to grow, and you're going to see even a better player over time. I think I've got equally as much confidence in Billy and the coaching staff to continue to look for ways to evolve the way we play and the way we approach the game, the way we prepare. And they've been as hard at work as anybody. And then from a roster standpoint, I really, in my conversations with Russell, one thing I think you look at the team is there's a certain element of toughness. I think there's a certain edge to the team. We're probably not going to do it like everybody else. We never have. And I think that's one of the reasons why we've really owned our own success, is that we haven't necessarily modeled ourselves after anybody or followed a certain playbook, because that's the way everyone else has done it. And one of the things that I see with the team, being led by Russell, is there's a competitiveness and I would say like a ferocity and physicality to our team that makes us different. And I'm excited to watch that, grow throughout the season, and also continue to look for ways that we can, keep adding to the talent level.
Russ, I know that you're motivated to play every time you suit up, and you're probably going to tell me that you're going to feel no different about playing Golden State. But given the way that series ended, and given the player they picked up, and just recently, how much will you relish stepping on the floor with those guys next season?
You want to say it, or you want me to say it?
I'd rather you say it.
You know what I'm gonna say, but I can tell you. But like I said before, no game is no bigger, no less, no player, no place. And I stand behind that because I play every game like it's my last, and I go out and compete regardless of who's on the floor, regardless if we're playing Golden State, Philadelphia, Milwaukee. It don't matter to me. My job is to go out and compete, for our team.
Russ, over here. To your right. You talked about how, this is the place you want to be. Your contract technically is short-term in terms of what you've added on. Do you view this, though, as a long-term move, that you're kind of planting your flag in Oklahoma City?
My job is to be able to find somewhere that I want to be and want to play with a group of guys, and I figured this was the place where I want to be. Obviously, with the contracts and all the new CBA stuff, there's different ways you can do that, but me being able to have an opportunity to be able to extend and be here, that's what I wanted to do, and I stand behind that.
Last question, Sam, when Russell says, "What's next?" What's your initial feeling when you get that from Russell, when you get that question from him?
My initial feeling? The thing about Russell is, the way my initial feeling is, this is Russell. He doesn't look back. He's always looking forward. He thinks about, I think that's a confidence. There's a confidence that comes with Russell that I've seen for 8 years. We sit at the end of the season or in a hotel lobby or something, and the one thing about him is he's very direct. There's not a lot of, you don't need to interpret things with him. So when he's saying what's next, he's thinking like, okay, so how do we get better? And to me, that was an indication of, like, it wasn't like inquiry. It was like a unification. And so that was right when we started talking about, well, there is one option that we can look at, and I knew it would come as a kind of a surprise to him because it wasn't something that any of us had ever talked about, but the renegotiating extension was now possible. So I said, well, here's one thing that could be next. I'd really like it to happen, by the way. So it was basically more like he's thinking forward. But again, that there's a component of leadership that's at play here that I don't think can be underestimated. That this was not, something, as I said before, he had to do, or even needed to do. He did it because he wanted to do it, and that was one of the things we talked about. I said, we really want to do this, and he took it in and thought about it, and when he said that to me, I was like, this is great, because these are the terms he thinks in. Nothing had changed, because all the times that we've been together, I don't think I've ever walked out of a conversation with him thinking to myself, like, I don't know where he stands. I don't know what he thinks. I don't know what he means. It was right down the middle, direct, and I think he understood the gravity of his choice, of his decision. And we're thrilled. We're thrilled with how he decided to move forward.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You just heard from Russell Westbrook and the GM, Mr. Presti. How about the mayor of Oklahoma City? Not Mayor McCheese, it's Mayor Mick Cornett. Happy Russell Westbrook Day. Hashtag the roar continues. And it will continue there in Oklahoma City for at least another 2 seasons. Has a chance in 2 years to opt out of the final year of that 3-year deal worth over $85 million, according to Ramona Shelburne and Chris Broussard. Said he found out about Kevin Durant leaving the way the rest of us did, on the news, and they will eventually talk, but haven't yet. He said he wanted to do it now because why wait if you know where you want to be? No reason to stir up a bunch of rumors. Much more on this over on ESPN right now with Lindsay Zarniak at a brand new live Sports Center.
Russell Westbrook becoming the hero of Oklahoma City. The Thunder star just wrapping up a news conference announcing his new contract. Russell Westbrook is to Oklahoma City what Allen Iverson is to Philadelphia. The Hall of Famer joining me live coming up on the show to talk about his big weekend ahead and also his Hall of Fame plans for September, and the Dallas Cowboys in need of making some plans at quarterback. The latest news out of Dallas on the search for Kellen Moore's replacement. With that, we say hello. Welcome into SportsCenter. I'm Lindsay Zarniak. So we're going to take you to the latest from the Dolphins and Raiders camps as well. But we begin with the Oklahoma City Thunder sharing their good news with the world after the devastation of Durant's departure. Russell Westbrook and the Thunder reaching a new deal, a 3-year contract with a player option for the 3rd year. And Westbrook, he has proven himself as a teammate and as a lone star. He played like an all-star while playing with Kevin Durant, but he's looked more like a legend when KD has been sidelined. In the last 2 seasons, Westbrook, you can see here, scored 40 points in just 3% of the games that he and Durant played together, a number that spiked to 18% in the 48 games KD missed in that time, perhaps giving us a sneak peek of what we can expect next season. Westbrook said earlier, when you know what you want to do, why wait?
You guys have basically kind of raised me. I've been there since I was, 18, 19 years old, and man, you guys did nothing but great things for me through the good and the bad. You guys supported me, overall through it all, and I appreciate it. And definitely when I had the opportunity to be able to be loyal to you guys, that's the number one option, and loyalty is something I stand by. So thank you guys, and I appreciate everything. Obviously, with Kevin going, it opened up a few things for me, different ways, but me just being able to see the team we had, the guys loving being around them, the fans, the support. I felt like this was the best place for me and the best team, and I love being here, and this is the place I wanted to be. There's no need to wait if you know where you want to be. There's no need to waste time. I'm a straightforward type of guy, man. I'll shoot you straight, and there's no need to go back and forth and try to figure out any other options and create all this hoopla and rumors and all this stuff. This is where you want to be, and that's what I made the decision based on.
Did the fact that not only Kevin left, but it was to Golden State, did that make it sting even more?
Sting for who?
You?
Man, listen. I understand free agency. I understand, having an opportunity to go where we need to go. But once that happened, I told Sam, what's next? And to me, that's just my mentality to be able to find out now what's the next thing we need to do to help our team win. And that's all I'm worried about, is to be able to find ways for us to come in and figure out how we can continue to win game and be a great organization.
Russell Westbrook there playing to the crowd for what was several questions really about Kevin Durant. Our Ramona Shelburne is in Los Angeles right now. She joins me live. Ramona, what do you believe went on really behind the scenes that made Russell Westbrook want to make this decision? I know he talked about the timing, and if you know, you know. But how does he think they're going to be so competitive?
Well, I think Russell Westbrook believes in himself. I mean, he grew up in Los Angeles watching Kobe Bryant play, and he sort of went to the Kobe Bryant school of being an alpha dog on your team. I mean, everybody else is in the sort of pick your friends era, right? Pick your teammates from the Olympic team and then go join up. Russell Westbrook is the alpha of alpha dogs in the NBA, right? Kobe Bryant even said, if there's an heir apparent to him in the NBA, it's Russell. And so I think this is his shot. This is his chance to have his own team and be the man. And I think he not only accepts that responsibility, I think he's excited about it. And I spoke to somebody who was fairly close to Russell Westbrook about this, and they said, you know what, this is going to make Russell want to stay because he's going to want to prove a point. I mean, it reminds me actually, Lindsay, of the year after Shaquille O'Neal left, the way that Kobe Bryant just wreaked havoc on the league. I mean, it was 50-point games, 60-point games. That's going to be Russell next year.
Yeah, he gets the keys to the castle now, so to speak. Speaking about L.A. and Kobe, the Lakers in need of a big-time game changer, right? So what are they going to do? What is the reaction to this move by Westbrook?
Well, listen, I mean, you and I talked about this about a month ago, right? That was the first thought everybody had is, wow, the Lakers better call up Oklahoma City and see if they can do that trade for Westbrook. And when I spoke to the Lakers about it, they really weren't planning on making that call during the year because they want to see how their young players grow and grow together as a group and see if that young core can develop. I think they thought they would have a real shot at him in free agency this next summer. Now, obviously, that is no longer going to be an option. But one thing you got to point out with this deal, Russell Westbrook can be a free agent after the 2018 season. And when he does, he will have 10 years of service time, which means that he can get a max contract of 35% of the cap. Now, if he would re-sign in Oklahoma City at that point, that would be a 5-year deal for $204 million. That's over $40 million a year.
I saw your tweet about that when I was in the makeup chair, and I almost fell out of my seat. Hey.
That would be the richest contract in NBA history. And so any team that thinks that they have a real shot at Russell in free agency has got to have that $204 million number in the back of their heads.
Just unbelievable. Ramona Shelburne, thank you so much for that insight. We appreciate it. And Kevin Durant, he appreciates it. Not Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. I keep putting the two of them together. Westbrook, so happy here, signing autographs after the press conference. Look at all the fans that showed up after they got that news and heard about it starting early this morning that this was happening, that Westbrook was set to stay, signing that new 3-year deal. Westbrook, in charge, ready to take charge of this team, which now he can be considered the true leader. And when asked if he'll contact Westbrook to offer congratulations, his ex-teammate Kevin Durant told the Boston Globe, quote, "Nah, that's a touchy subject. I'll see once everything dies down," end quote.
24% מההורים מודיעים שהם מקדישים יותר זמן לגלישה בבית מאשר לילדים. אהבתי, נאו-ונדליזם. ואיך זה אצלכם בבית?